Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of our multiplayer chat series. In the last episode, we did some prep work, and in this episode, we will start the implementation of map regions in the map. This will allow us to have a local and trade chat just for a specific region without spamming everyone in the entire map. We won't get to the game state changes today. We will be implementing the changes in the actual map and the player controller and some other additional changes. So in episode 6, we will complete the map region chat when we update the game state. So it uses the map regions. So in preparation for this episode, I went ahead and created 2 new folders in my world, Map Region 1 and Map Region 2. You can call them whatever you want. If you have a map that has continents and each continent is named, maybe Germany and America or some other sci-fi name, you can just name this whatever you want. I just stuck with Map Region 1 and 2, and I went ahead and created some static meshes from the starter content just so we can see where each map region is. So let's go ahead and get started. Create a new folder in here called maps. I like to store anything related to the maps, any folder called maps. Let's go ahead and create a new blueprint interface, and I'll call this BPI map region. And it opened up on my other screen. Okay, so in this interface we need 2 messages: on map region entered, and its first and only parameter will be of type third person character. This blueprint should be your player pawn blueprint. So for the third person starter project, that would be third person character, and it should be a reference. And we'll just call it player pawn. Add a new function, on map region left, and create a parameter of type third person character reference and name it player pawn. We can go ahead and assign these 2 messages to a category, and I'll just call this map region. Same thing with this one, map region, compile and save. Let me make sure I'm saving always on compile. And then we need to add a new interface again. So go to the root blueprints folder, whichever that will be for you. And I'm going to create a new blueprint interface, and I'll call this BPI player controller. So each player controller, or I guess the player controller, will implement this interface. And create a function called set player map region. And we can add this to the category player controller. And its input type will be map region, would be the variable name, and the type would be BPI map region, the interface up here we just created. Compile and save, and then open up the maps folder, add a new we need a new actor, and down here, if this is collapsed, open this up and then search for trigger, and then I'll just add a trigger box. So my actor right here, it inherits from trigger box, and I will call this BP map region. Compile and save. You can open that up, go to the event graph and delete those 3. We don't need those. So go ahead and right click on the event graph and look for on map region entered. You might have to uncheck, go up to class settings first and interfaces, and then we need to implement BPI map region. Compile and save, and now we can search for on map region entered. We need to add the event that's in the interface, so go ahead and click that. and add the other one on map region left, add event. There we go. And we can start implementing this right now. So I only want to fire this logic if it's the authority server, and the reason being we don't want players on a client machine to have the advantage of modifying their memory values and saying that they are in one region over on the other side of the map when they're not. So we want to make sure this code executes on the authority only. So go ahead and copy that, paste it, because we will need it down here too. And let's see. So let's grab the player pawn and call get controller. Make sure context sensitive is checked, and then call this one under pawn. Let's drag off that and cast to BPI player controller. You will have to uncheck context sensitive, and let's grab this node right here. Connect those pins up, and then we can just drag up here and add a reroute node. Make sure context sensitive is enabled again. And let's do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and right click and get a reference to self and drag off that and cast to BPI map region. So if we can successfully cast the player pawn to our player controller interface, then we know it implements the function that we will be calling, which will be set player map region interface call. And then connect up the execution pins right there, and then connect up the value pins right there. Pretty much the same thing for the on map region left, just a little bit more simple. So just copy the 3 nodes here and pull them in, connect up authority pin, connect up player pawn to get controller, squish it up a little bit, and then connect up the execution pin here and connect up the target and leave the map region blank, so that way when they leave the map region we set the map region variable that's in the player controller to none. Okay, and now let's go ahead and open up our third person example map tab, select the blueprints and open level blueprint. So first things first, when I originally was working on this design, I had the on actor overlap, or the on actor begin and overlap events in here. There's this weird bug or something, or just my understanding of the way actor instances in the world work. Something is just not working right with those. So I guess if you add the on actor begin overlap event and the on actor end overlap event, and you use those 2 events for this logic up here, what I discovered was that even though I would have 2 separate instances of BP map region in the map, only one of those actors would have their begin and end overlap events triggered. So my way around that for now, until I figure out why that happens, is to add an event to each of the BP map regions in the world, and I'll show you what I mean right now actually. So go ahead and drag the BP map region collision box right in here. Let's resize this, and we need to make it much bigger, something like that, and then we'll move it up like that. And we can actually make it a little bit smaller. So let's drag that in like that. Okay. So now, when we're pretty much right underneath this little platform thing, we will know that we're in the local region. And then your region boxes can be a lot bigger depending on your map. But since this map is smaller, I've got a smaller map region. So another thing, let's grab this map region over here and I'll just add it to the map region 2 folder. And then click and drag another BP map region for this region. And we will scale that up. Just like that. Let's bring that up. And over. And that's good for me. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. And then open up the, actually no, don't open that yet. Right click, first bring the map region that we just created to the proper folder. And then right click the region, add event on actor begin overlap. And it adds the event to the actual level blueprint, not to the, it doesn't add it to the actor blueprint. So go back and do the same thing to the same actor, except this time add event on actor and overlap, and do the same exact step for the other map region. Add event on actor begin overlap, add event on actor and overlap. Okay. Let's go ahead and create a custom event, and we will call this on player entered map region, and it will have 2 parameters. Both will have a type of actor reference, and the first parameter will be map region, and the second parameter will be player pawn. And let's see, create another custom event, and we will call this on player left map region. And again, 2 actor parameters. The first will be map region, and the second will be player pawn. Move these up. Okay, add a switch authority. Switch has authority to each of these events. And then we can go ahead and call these 2 events from these overlap events down here. So on the on actor begin overlap, we want to call entered map on player entered map region. Overlapped actor is the map region, other actor is the player pawn. Copy that, paste it down here. Same thing, overlapped actor, and other actor is the player pawn. And then for the end overlap, we call left map region. Overlapped actor, map region, other actor, player pawn. Copy that. Same thing. Okay. So we want to grab the map region, add a reroute node, and cast to BPI map region. We would have to uncheck context sensitive. Connect that up like that. And grab the player pawn, add a reroute node. And we want to cast to third person character. Yep. And let's see. We want to grab the we want to grab the map region, which has been casted to the map region interface. And we want to call on map region entered interface call. Connect up the execution pin. And connect up the third person character to the player pawn. Just like that. And it's pretty much the same thing for the on player left the region. Let's just copy this, paste it down here, connect up the map region, and connect up the player pawn, and delete the on map region entered call, and we want to call on map region left interface call, just like that. Oh. Let me do a quick time check, 15 minutes, compile and save, and we are done with this. So the next thing we need to do, we can save this, and then we can close the level blueprint. Open up blueprints, chat, S channel, add a new variable in the S channel and call it map region, and the type will be BPI map region, and move it up so it's below the channel. And then open up the S channel message, add the map region variable here as well. Map region, BPI map region, and move this up so it's below channel as well. Save that, and save that. You need to resave this because we modified the structure that this references as well in the array. And then we need to open up the BPI chat system, compile it. We need to recompile this already because we modified these structures that it uses. And for the get chat channel messages, create a new parameter called map region of type BPI map region. And let's see, do the same thing for watch chat channel, map region, BPI map region, and we will go ahead and move this one up so it's below channel. Compile and save. Let me double check. And then the next thing we need to do is open up the BPI chat system channel listener interface. On chat channel updated, we want to add the map region parameter as well. BPI map region, and move it up below channel, compile and save. And now let's go ahead and open up our player controller. Right here, BPI player controller. Oh, sorry, not the interface, BP player controller. Okay, so in this, first, let's see, we can go ahead and change this so that executes, and then remove the third then, just like that. Ignore that. We can leave this set to none because it's the global channel, so we don't want to add the map region filter to the global channel because it's map wide. Let's see. And what we need to do, we can go ahead and add this and just call this toggle mouse cursor. And then right click and add set player map region. We have to implement the interface first. Implement BPI player controller, compile save, or just save. And then, okay, let me fix that message first. Just connect up the messages array, compile it. Let's see, bind event to on send message. I'm not sure why this broke. None. Okay. So I believe this is, refresh. This is a bug with compiling or changing a structure that an interface uses. let's go ahead and finish what I was going to do first, and then I'll have to relaunch my project. So add event, set player map region, right up here, add event. And then let's create a new variable called map region. The variable type will be BP map region reference, not the interface type, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this in a second. We can make the map region class variable private and set the category to map region. Yeah. And then add a switch has authority. We don't want the map region logic to be on the client. And then let's go ahead and drag off map region and cast to BP map region. So this is the BPI map region instance. We want to cast that to a regular actor instance. And connect that up. And then drag off the map region and set it. And connect up the value. And this is important. Make sure you connect the cast feld up as well. So if we can't cast the map region parameter right here to a BP map region, it's likely that it's because the player left the map region, in which case this would be none, and you can't cast none or null to an object, so it fails. So if we enter the map region, this is called, and we cast the value here to a map region, which it should succeed, and if it does, we have an instance of the map region right here. If we leave the map region, this is called again, and this would be none. We would try to cast to map region. We can't. So we still set the map region, except we will be setting it to none because the output of as BP map region would be none. And if we don't have the cast feld connected up, what will happen is if you enter a map region, we set this to an actor instance, and then when you leave that map region, this still has a reference to the old map region until you enter a new one, and we don't want that. So we'll just comment this and just call it map region for now. That'll work. I'm going to go ahead and save, and unfortunately I have to relaunch my project. Save selected. Hopefully you don't have this issue too, but if you do, you just have to restart the editor. I looked, and there is a bug report for that bug, and it only has 3 or 4 votes in the Unreal Engine bug report system, so hopefully they'll fix it sometime soon. Okay, let me do a quick time check. 23 minutes. Perfect. We should be finishing this up rather in probably a couple of minutes. Okay, so now if I compile, everything compiles correctly. So let's go to our chat graph. And in the chat graph, we can remove this debug. Okay. So for the on chat channel updated, we are receiving the map region, but at this time we don't care about using that at this point, so we'll just leave that, so we're not grabbing that pin. We do need to update the send chat message to server. Remember, this event is only executed on the server. So it's set to replicate run on server. I'm just going to add a switch authority in here just for good measure. And then what we need to do is we need to grab our map region variable we created, and we need to cast to BPI map region. We have to uncheck context sensitive, just like that, and pass this. Oh, we actually forgot to update an interface. You can go ahead and compile and save that. Let's go back to our content browser, open up chat, and we need to edit BPI chat system. And I thought we already did this. Map region. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. What I need to do is grab the message here. So grab the message that comes in and call set members in and then make it context sensitive. Set members in S channel message, and we will be setting the map region only. And then go ahead and drag that there. Let's get this out of the way. And connect the struct out to the send chat message, just like that. Oop. And connect that like that. Okay. So, and just like we did here, where we connected the cast felt up, we have to connect it up here as well. And the reason being, if we are not any chat region, the map region variable will be none. So this cast will fail, and that is totally acceptable, because if the user is not in a map region, we still want them to send messages to the global channel. So this looks good. Let's move up to our watch chat channel, and let's see, we need to expand this out. Just like that. Time check, 26 minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and remember this also replicates to run on server. We will add a switch authority just for good measure. And grab the map region, get it, cast to BPI map region, and connect that up. And same thing as before. If it fails, we want to allow it to fail. And let's move this over here. And then drag this pin. Actually, we will add a reroute node. And then drag it there. And then drag and connect it here. Just like that. Okay. Let me double check everything is set up. Let's compile it, save it. Okay, so when we send a watch channel event to the server, we take the map region, we cast it, we call watch channel, we give it the channel and the map region. Map region may or may not be null/none. We get the channel messages and we provide a map region that could be null or none. And then yeah, I believe that's it. Let me double check my notes. Let me double check down here. Okay, so now if I launch this, 3 people run dedicated, there should not be any regression bugs. However, trade chat is still going to be global chat. Okay, and it is. I'm seeing the trade chat even though I'm not in that map region, and that's because we still need to implement the game state side of things, which we will do in the next episode. And cool. So really quick, the map region variable here, it's an actor instance and not an interface instance, because I couldn't figure out why it was doing this, but when set player map region is called on the server, on the authority, the value right here that comes in, it's an object instance, but it's casted to an interface. And if this variable type were to be of type BPI map region, it'll get set properly. I can drag off this output pin and it has a valid object instance. However, for some reason, by the time this run on server event is called, the BPI map region variable was none. And I didn't understand why that was the case, because this is called on the server for this player controller instance, and it sets the variable for this player controller instance on the server, and then when this is executing, it's executing on the server for the same player controller. So everything should have worked, but it didn't. So if I make a BPI map region variable really quick, BPI map region, I'll show you. Though the way everything works when you're recording, this isn't going to work. It'll probably work right, but I don't think it will. So let's go ahead, get that, and drag off there. I'll add a breakpoint, compile and save, and let's try this. And you'll probably see that map region would be blank. And it's none. So now to show you that I'm not crazy, I'll set a breakpoint here. And again, these events are run on the server. You know, this one is run on the server, and this one is run on the server. So each of these events should have access to the same variable. I just don't know why this is happening, but let me show you this. When I enter the map region, it hits the breakpoint. If I look at this, we have a object instance. And really quick, I can actually do a print string. I can drag off this cast to BP map region, and drag off this get display name, connect it to the print string. Okay. And then let's go ahead and play. So it can cast properly to the map region, but when I execute that run on server event, set to none. So I'll have to post a question on the answer hub and figure out why that is happening. But that's why I'm going through that, that's why I don't use a variable of type interface. As much as I would want to do that, I can't right now because of that bug. So this was episode 5. In the next episode, we will continue implementing map regions, and we will implement it in the game state. And then after that episode, the map region trade and local chat specific to a map region will be done, and then we'll be ready to move on to the next thing. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.